Wave of DC Metropolitan Police officers show up on the east side of the Capitol. They are the first to bring in explosive ammunition rounds that they will soon distribute to officers on the West Plaza. Officer Tara Tyndall is crouched on the ground, readying CS gas rounds. On-scene Commander Officer Robert Glover gives the first audible authorization to deploy explosives into the crowd.
Stay more deployed! Stingbar deployed! Stingbar deployed! Stingbar deployed!
What's your ETA for I-3?
Hey, no one, listen!
Chucking grenades at us.
At 1:32 p.m., an officer laments that chucking grenades into the crowd is just going to make things worse.
It's just going to make it worse. Hey, stop! Hold on!
Moments later, the same officer seems to have changed his mind and is actively searching for munitions to discharge in the crowd.
I'm coming out with smoke. That's a burner, by the way.
This is unbelievable.
Stingbar!
This information's been out there for a while.
I need triple chasers.
After not receiving approval to use the triple chaser, Officer Thau appears to be reprimanded by another officer for his use of smoke moments earlier.
I got a triple chaser on there. Yeah. I know, but this is triple chaser. I know, but this splits it. I mean, we got better.
Another captain tells Officer Thau to hold on discharging CS gas into the crowd.
What else you got? Triple chasers? No.
I hate the fucking Capitol Hill Police with all my heart. Like, look at these fucking faggot fucking pieces of shit fucking attacking the goddamn American people, and they're lying about it! For 5 years! They're still lying today. They're at a congressional hearing today. These people were never given an order to evacuate the premises. Not at this point, anyway.
What do you got now?
I was almost here this day, guys.
That's it.
I was a fucking cunt hair away from being right in the middle of this shit. Look at this fat fucking piece of fucking shit. You fat, I hope you died of a heart attack 4.5 years ago.
They're shooting into their own people. He's supposed to be supporting Blue Lives Matter. We represent Blue Lives, and this is what they do to us.
If they'd never thrown the concussion grenades, if they'd never used the pepper spray, this wouldn't have happened. It was a peaceful protest. I was standing within 15 feet of the line of officers.
They antagonized that group of people. 100%. They did those things with the intention of riling up the crowd, which was there, gathered peacefully to protest the way that the 2020 election was held. They were there to support the Senate when it was their time and their turn to call back those votes and take a look at them and see if they were legitimate or not, which they didn't do. And there's still fucking retarded people out there who are like, oh, the January 6 people, where? They don't know what they're talking about. It is so infuriating. It's exactly like the Branch Davidians. I keep going back to this, dude. It's exactly like the Branch Davidians, with America cheering while the church burned with children inside of it. Except for now we're the children. We are the people inside the church. And the rest of America, the people that watch the mainstream media, the people that believe the lies from the fucking actual goddamn mainstream media, are cheering while we are being persecuted. Not currently, not under this current administration, but, you know, up until about a year ago, they were still hunting every single January 6th person who spit out a piece of gum in the wrong spot. With the full force of the federal government, with the full weight of the justice system, with the way that the prison system works in this country, it's sickening. And the same people cheered for Charlie Kirk when he got shot. And the same people cheered for the guy, both of them, who took a shot at Trump and said that, you know, maybe next time there should be a better shot. And the same people would cheer for you or me being murdered tomorrow for political reasons. And they would think that they're the good guy for it. So yeah, this is where we're at in this country. Among other things, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, dude. There's really a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to bring in the panel. Hope you guys are doing all right. What's up, Mr. Patriot of Ohio?
Oh, just sick and tired of it all right now at this point, honestly. Vivek finally picked his dipshit lieutenant governor pick today, and I'm just sick and tired of the entire ticket right now is what it is.
Right on. Leo, what up?
I hate my fucking life.
You too, huh? What's wrong with yours?
Job-wise, I hate my fucking job.
Didn't you just get a new job?
Yeah, and I already hate it. I was almost about to scream at my boss, but I was like, I just walked away.
Winchworm.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. Have you been on the show before?
Yeah, it's Brock. You know me.
Oh, okay. What's up, man? How's it going?
I just actually added a profile picture this time that I felt befitting considering everything going on.
Wait, how do we make you big? There we go. It's Nazi Morty, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, fascist Morty with the cocktail.
Yeah. So today's the 5-year anniversary of January 6th. Since then, we've had 4 years of persecution, one giant pardon for a bunch of people who were targets of the deep state government, who were unjustly and unfairly persecuted by the federal government and the court system, who many of those people on the left still believe to this day that they're violent insurrectionist criminals that should be locked up in prison with the key thrown away. And I was a fucking cunt here from being there, bro. Like, I was a coin flip from being at that protest with that black cloud hanging over my head for 4 years if I didn't get arrested. And if I did, it would have been a whole fucking rat's nest of problems that I had to deal with, because I don't have, some people have the money to fight the federal government in court.
And financial stress, yeah.
Most of us don't. I would have lost everything that I have. My car, my rights to my children, until they were 18, which thankfully they are now. So it would have been like right now that I would have finally had my rights back with my children. My apartment, all of my guns and everything that I've ever fucking saved up and bought with my money that I've worked very, very hard for, all would have been gone. All would have been gone. And for what? Because they set this shit up. They knew what they were doing. They specifically set the table and you know, like set up the situation to make it seem as though the people who were the victims of this aggression, which we just saw, peaceful crowd, right? They weren't doing anything wrong.
How familiar are you with the promotions that happened after everything with the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping play that was originally supposed to be a storming of the Michigan State Capitol and a planting of pipe bombs? How the DC Fieldhouse agent of Michigan got promoted to, or the DC Fieldhouse agent before January 6th got promoted from Michigan, where the Gretchen Whitmer shit happened.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with that at all, to be honest.
There's more than enough circumstantial evidence for us to be like, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the least amount of conclusions and assume the government planned this.
Well, I mean, sorry, I had to do something real quick. And I yelled so hard in that intro that I hurt my voice. I got a little angry there. I'm sorry.
You're passionate. You're allowed to be passionate.
Well, it just makes me so angry, dude. And like the level of people that are like brought under this spell that are deceived is just innumerable. I mean, like my own aunt, my father's sister, complete Trump derangement syndrome. Every time you talk to her, it's another thing that she heard from some mainstream media that takes things out of context and stretches the truth and flat out lies and does everything that they do. And she is so sure of the things that she is sure about that it's obvious propaganda. Mm-hmm. It's obvious lies from the deep state. It's obvious framing from these mainstream media outlets that are trying to push a position, that are trying to push a state of mind on the American people. And, you know, for some of us, we're susceptible. Some of us, like my aunt.
You know, I would simply state it as otherism. They're trying to categorize yourselves as a part of the same team or others. And you got to kill the others because they don't want good thing. They want bad thing. You want good thing.
I mean, what I've come to is like, I just have to ignore these people because trying to wake them up and trying to like speak truth to them about things that they are deceived about doesn't work. It just doesn't work. They will not listen until they are ready to listen. They will not be open to those truths until they come to it themselves on their own path in their own way. So banging your head against the wall, trying to wake these people up, is only going to hurt yourself. You know, you're not going to get anywhere with these. So I just ignore it. And then if I have to talk to these people, I talk about the weather, you know, and if they happen to say something about Trump or anything political that I happen to strongly disagree with, the old me would have sat there and debated and argued and like for as long as I could have, or as long as they would have listened. Am I a little loud right now, by the way?
I did turn you down on my on my headset. But
there, is that any better?
Seems fine to me. About right.
It should be all good. Yeah, it should be all good. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, man, I mean, again, like trying to convince people who are convinced of these things already is impossible. You're not going to get through to them. So you just got to wait it out. And some of them, it's not waiting out them changing their mind. It's waiting out them going to die. Because the only way that people are going to change their mind about this is to be replaced by someone else. They're not going to.
Nope.
They're going to live their entire life unaware of how ignorant they are.
You know, I agree to a certain point, but there's also the point of you have to be providing counter evidence. Now, I have a family that has a little bit of a split, and a couple of the kids of the liberal family that I have listen to me every single time I have something to say because, oh, they look it up and I'm right. That, you know, speak softly, carry a big stick goes a long way, even in family politics.
Yeah, and I think with family, like, you know who's receptive to hearing you and you know who's not, right? And you can take like that nephew or that niece or whatever that like might be receptive to the message that you're providing, especially coming from a like left-leaning family, like their mother or father. Like that's who you want to talk to. But I guess who I'm talking about is the mother and father who are so lost.
Beyond the pale.
Yeah, they're just so fucking like, in order to get them found again, you like they would have to have complete trust in you, which the very fact that you are opposite of them politically means that they don't. Means that they're looking at you like you are the one who's lost, like you are the one who's part of a cult.
You know, I would say that that's accurate 9 times out of 10. If you're lucky enough, like me, I have cross family ties that go back to like my one gay uncle literally went as a foreign exchange student program and helped people run away from communism. So I have a conservative gay uncle that was straight and married for 30 years and went through the whole shebang and still tells my aunt and uncle that they're fucking crazy and conservatives don't hate gay people.
Well, I mean, dude,
it's never enough. You're right, though. It's never enough. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, it's because so many of these people, from my own personal experience, it seems like they have built their entire life on a lie. And when you break down that first lie, it just pulls down the house of cards is what it is. And they don't want that house of cards to fall on them is what it is then.
I think that's definitely a huge part of it. I think another part of it is the fact that the parties have flipped and the people are stuck. A lot of these people are stuck in the old paradigm of, oh, it's the Republicans who are trying to stop freedom of speech, and it's the Republicans who are, you know, like doing all these things that like they were under Bush, like during first Iraq, or I guess it'd be the second Iraq War. But yeah, another part of it is though, it's to look at the things that we talk about. It's scary to think about the things that we think about. It's scary to face the things that we face in this chat and as Republicans and as people who are awake to what's going on with the mainstream media lying and the deep state and the Federal Reserve Bank and the Rothschilds and all of these things that are, like the poison food and the vaccines that are going to fucking shorten your lifespan and not actually out to help you. And all of these different things that have been foisted upon us, that all you have to do in order to understand what's going on with them is look into it, is look at it for long enough to understand it, to look into the information so you know it. But it is so scary to some of us, especially. It is so repulsive to even fucking consider it to be true that most people shy away. And I think that the powers that should not be, those that are perpetrating this upon us, know that and use that as a tool. They know that most people don't even want to consider the fact that maybe a government would want to kill a couple of people in order to get an agenda across. They don't want to look at a corporation that's willing to push poison and lie to the entire world in order to make a profit, And these things happen every single day. And there's just people who are so, and maybe it's like evolutionarily, we grew up in societies for so long that had such a high level of trust, especially in authority, that made that door able to be opened for that level of corruption to be introduced into our lives currently. But now that it's here, like, we need to have some reaction. We need to have some sort of an immune response to get rid of this fucking pathogen that's infected our society.
I think the problem that you're really seeing with all the corruption here is it's been going on for decades. It's just now being exposed is what it is. Like, there was stuff here in Ohio back in 2014 with these daycare centers that was exposed 12 years ago, and that wasn't dealt with then. And now people are coming out and being like, oh my God, it's just now happening. It's like, no, it's been going on for over a decade, dude. You just haven't done anything about it, is what it is.
I want to put up a daycare center now.
I mean, shit, even in a legitimate one with how much the government pays them, you'd make a killing.
Yeah.
Like, not a killing, but you'd make a decent profit just like having fucking low-income families with children sign up for your daycare system that's fucking paid for by the federal government. I didn't even know that you could have that. Like, I didn't know that there was paperwork that you could do and be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to turn my apartment into a daycare for 5 children that are low income, and I'm going to make so much money that I don't have to have an actual job. I can just do that.
So I'm going to have to get you in contact with Scrapjaw. He's one of our buddies that did a couple of interviews over in Springfield, Ohio. And he connected all the dots and figured out exactly who was getting paid by whom in order to have what was essentially a money racketeering scheme. Using kind of not the daycare scheme, but Section 8 with immigrants and their family. So
I don't know. Okay, like if you are legal or illegal, either one, I don't care which, you shouldn't be drawing off of our fucking welfare system. Like if you are here legally and you can't support yourself because you don't have the education level or you don't have the skills or work experience or whatever the case is, why did we let you in?
Yeah, so Scrap has an interview with 60,000 views on with a wrecker truck driver that in Springfield is going and collecting a whole bunch of vehicles. That these people aren't people that are taking advantage of our system in the way that they're getting dollars from us per se, but they are occupying houses and driving cars without insurance and getting into accidents, causing the taxpayer money.
Well, a lot of that too, they were taking out funds from kids that actually needed that were autistic and stuff in the state. Like they were actually drawing out the state funds that were meant for Ohioans that went to these Haitians.
Well, I mean, and you're exactly right when it comes to especially housing, supply and demand. Why is housing so high, especially in places like Denver? Oh, it's because Denver is a sanctuary city where we let in, I don't know, probably 100,000 plus, give or take. Who knows how many illegal immigrants. We've given them driver's licenses. We've given them apartments. We've given them home loans. And now the price of housing, like if you kicked 100,000 people out of Denver, I might be able to afford a house. As it is, Leo's Luring Center. It's awesome.
Yeah. Without the G. We doing some learning.
Remember when that Tim Walz appointee murdered a lawmaker who tried to stop the fraud in Minnesota?
Oh, dude,
Yes.
Tim Walz is going to end up going to prison for the rest of his fucking life. I guarantee you it.
Well, certainly him announcing that he's not going to be running for re-election, whether it's true or not, I think tacitly people hear that and assume that he's guilty.
They're trying to pull a scam right there.
Oh, no, his family, his daughter's already snitching on him. Like, he's done.
There's been rumors going around for the past day or so that they're actually trying to instill Amy Klobuchar into the governor's office so that she can then appoint Walz into the U.S. Senate that she would be giving up her seat of. Which would not surprise me at all.
If they did that, that would be the most ignorant move of all time.
Dude, all thumbs are right, man. Like, what a fall from like a year ago. He was running for the Democrat ticket for vice president of the country. And now he's like ducking out from the next race for governor in disgrace, dude. It's funny. It's funny if it wasn't so, if we weren't getting stolen from so hard, you know, if there weren't so much money flying out of our pockets, it would be funny.
Well, one of the issues is that Minnesota is one of those states like Texas where you can have a governor that just runs however many times they want, basically.
Minnesota.
Do you guys remember a couple of years ago when my house got robbed when I was having that party? You remember that story?
No. I don't remember you saying anything about that.
I had 2 guns stolen and a bunch of money stolen. You don't remember this story?
No.
Okay, so like at my work, like one of my roommates at the house that I lived at would throw parties, like, you know, semi-annually kind of thing for people at work to come by and you know, and like he at that point didn't work there anymore, but still enjoyed the parties, and I still did. So I invited a bunch of people from work, and there was this one dude who I didn't like very much, but the point of the party is to kind of like, I don't know, build on relationships at work and you know, like become friends with people who you perhaps weren't friends with. So I invited this guy, and he invited his 2 friends with him. So there was the guy that I didn't really like, and then 2 dudes I didn't know. One of them was a Somalian. That's right. I got robbed by a Somalian.
Okay. Wow.
It's again, it would be funny if it weren't true. No, they it's a long story, but the short story of it is they got a hold of my keys and got into my safe. And so the safe that I have now doesn't take keys. It takes a combination. So there's no key you can use to get into it. But remember the high point that I got back from the police? You remember that story?
Yes.
That was when it was stolen. Anyway. Yeah, that was the last time I ever did it. It was 2018 was when that happened. And I'm like, I will never have another party at my house. I will never invite people over to my house that I don't really, really, really know like that ever again. So, especially if I have a bad feeling about one of them.
Do you still have that high point?
No, the police, I should have got it back from them. But when the police called me, they were like, hey, do you want this gun back? I'm like, no. I didn't want to go through the pain in the ass for $100 high point that was kind of fucked up when I had it. And who knows what's happened in that like 4 or 5 years since then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
You should buy another high point. Just for no reason. You have to have a high point in your collection.
Yeah, dude. So things are pretty crazy. I mean, we got the whole thing with Iran going on right now. Iran's on fire, and the people are fighting against the Islamic fascist overbearing government that's been oppressing them for the past 40 years. And there's people who are alive in that country who remember what the country was like before that fascist regime took over.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually has maybe some legs. And if we can support the right people and, you know, not get our hands too dirty in the process, maybe we can end up on top with that whole situation. And we don't have an Iran that we continually have to threaten to bomb and sanction. And we're worried about getting nukes and attacking Israel and doing all the other things that, you know, Iran's been doing for the past 30 years. So that's potentially positive or potentially negative. It just depends on how it goes. Then we have Venezuela. Like, what the fuck, bro?
I don't even know what to think of that. I just found it so funny, and I did not have that on my bingo card that we was going to kidnap a president of another country. I didn't have that in 2026.
I didn't know that was an option. Like, oh, you know,
right.
We'll just go in and fucking kidnap the president of your country.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. What we've seen with Venezuela is that we don't have to go to war. You can literally just go snatch up a motherfucking criminal dictator and be done with it.
Why didn't we do that to Hitler? You know, like, why didn't we do that to Stalin or something? Probably because
they were smart enough to get the fuck out of there is what it was.
Probably because we didn't have the ability to.
Which we also didn't have the intelligence that we have now is what it is.
Which would be part of the ability.
Right.
So it's absolutely the ability. But this is What we're experiencing now is what we have been paying taxes for since Teddy Roosevelt. This is big stick politics. This is what you learned about in high school.
Well, I mean, if things go well in Venezuela, which again, it depends on how it goes. It could be good, it could be bad. Getting that guy out of there, I think, is arguably a really good move. The way that they did it, I don't know. Is that legal what they did? Like international law? Is there some sort of an international law that's preventing them from doing what they? I think there might be. I'm not sure.
I'm quite
sure they looked into it.
I heard some about some countries are bitching about it that it's not illegal, whatever. But you know,
yeah, there's been a bunch of people bitching about it breaking like a UN peace treaty or some crap like that. And it's like, fuck that.
But they're like, what are they gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Right. Like, what you gonna do about it? Yeah.
The argument is that like he was never the legitimate president of that country.
Well, he hasn't been since like 2014. He stole Maduro stole like every election since like 2014, and that's in that nation, and then killed a bunch of people in the streets that were opposing him.
Right. Supposedly he lost the last election, but declared himself victorious anyway. So,
but according to the UN, the leader of the country is the leader of the country is the leader of the country, and it doesn't necessarily matter how he got into power. But what does matter is the fact that he is in power, and so you can't just depose the leader of another country without. I mean, I don't even think that there's a way to do that. I mean, you just have to go to war and fucking, I guess. But I mean, this is way better than war, though. Like, think about this. Like invading and fighting against troops and taking over territory and bombing houses and churches and buildings and stuff where they're hiding munitions and all of the collateral damage and destruction and death that goes along with invading a country to get out a leader, right? To get out a fucking fascist leader who's abusing whatever law or whatever people or whatever it is, whatever the reason is, right?
Yeah.
Huge cost to that. Huge cost monetarily, huge cost environmentally, huge cost to life and limb and all kinds of different ways. Going in and stealing the motherfucker like faster than you can order a pepperoni pizza from.
I was just about to say that. Like, man.
What I found interesting is how many other Central American leaders have since stepped up and been like, oh, you want to fuck around and try this with Maduro? Try it with me now. And it's like, okay.
And there's a lot of other leaders that's shutting the fuck up right now too. Like, oh shit!
It's also completely shut China up on the national stage because we went through their most advanced radar system front on and never got detected. Their radar systems blew up before they detected anything that was launching an attack on them. That's pathetic. China lied when they said that they could detect the F-22 and the F-35. They lied out their ass, and we just proved it.
Well,
but did it give them the good equipment? That's the thing.
Regardless, America slapped its giant hard dick on the table.
Yep.
And everyone else's small, puny, flaccid dicks are hiding away right now. Although this does give me pause for the midterm elections. Like, what if the Democrats gain control in the House or the Senate? We're never going to hear the end of this. This is going to be the next 2 years of fucking trials and hearings and, you know, investigations and everything being held up and gummed up and nothing happening in the government because that's what they want. So I think the midterm elections are more important than ever. We already knew that, but they're even more important than the last time we mentioned it for that reason.
Yeah.
Because if we don't hold things together for the midterms, and I say we, I'm not really a Republican, but in this case, MAGA, you know, the America First movement, which I would consider myself part of that, needs the Republicans to win in the midterms.
Yeah.
Even though they're do nothing fucking hacks that probably benefit from, you know, the deep state government in ways that they're married and partnered with them that we don't even know about, that, you know, will sell us down the river further down the line. We need them now. And we need to identify these people, the rhinos, the people who aren't really America first, who aren't really on our side. And we need to get the fuck rid of them.
This is exactly what primaries are for, and this is why Vivek needs to lose very hard in the state come May.
Well, the thing is, like...
Wait, are you saying that Vivek needs to lose in Ohio?
Yes, he needs to lose the Casey push.
Who's going to replace him, and what is his actual platform?
Casey Putsch is a decent dude. He actually is America first. He has done a lot of good stuff. He's a car dude here in Ohio. He's all about... Well, first off, he is pro-Second Amendment on like Vivek, who hasn't given me a damn response in the last 6 months on that one. Casey is also for right to repair. He is, my understanding, at least pro-life or at least pro, somewhere in there. And everything I've seen about him, he's basically would be America First candidate compared to Vivek, who is a bought and paid horse shill. And my understanding is the way that they're pushing Vivek right now, a lot of it has to do with a lot of Indian dark money, both in the state of Ohio and nationwide right now, where they're trying to push a bunch of Indian candidates into America positions of power.
Springer says midterms are going to be brutal for Republicans. They haven't done anything to fix the economy. I think that 2026 is going to be a huge turnaround for the economy. I think that this year, a lot of the investments that have come in from making deals with other countries about tariffs, we're going to get the benefits of those, or we're going to start to. I think that because of the tariffs, a lot of things that we could produce here but didn't have the competitive advantage to do so, we now have the competitive advantage to do so, and we'll start doing it. Because if you produce it here, you don't have to pay for shipping, you don't have to pay for the tariff. So that's two things that you don't have to pay for. Now we can pay that difference to the American people for working that job. I honestly think that this is going to be a good year financially for America.
But thing is, how would the Democrats try to fuck it up? What would they put out their bag?
Well, there's a lot of them running as Republicans now. There's that what do you call it? Islamic woman in North Carolina running as a Republican, where she's clearly a Democrat.
What happens if Trump drops the no income tax right before?
I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. Certainly they were like, oh, no tax on tips, everybody. No tax on tips. Check it out. And so I was like, okay, cool. No tax on tips. That sounds all right. Oh, well, it's no tax on cash tips, but only on the first $10,000 of cash tips. After that, you got to pay taxes. Oh, and that's only for federal. It's not for state. Oh, and you still have to pay Social Security on it. So taxes still on
taxes, right?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that. That's a new one.
Whatever happened to like the it's talking about like another stimulus. Well, not stimulus. I don't know, whatever they call it at this time. Like another $2,000. Yeah.
Like a tariff check or whatever it was supposed to be.
Something like that, right?
Like,
yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
The economy needs a little bump. It needs a little boost.
Well, Trump has also made claims now that he's going to give all the military a $1,776 check. And I'm like, yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
But damn, they sure do deserve it after this last display. Goddamn.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be, aren't they indicting Maduro in New York?
Yes, it's a Clinton appointed judge who has been he's ruled against Trump several times now.
So the left has been screaming about how we shouldn't have done that. It's illegal, blah, 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 blah. Trump was politically convicted in the state of New York. I think Maduro is going to be politically, what's the word I'm looking for? Exonerated or whatever in public or politically. So what happens if he gets, if he doesn't get convicted? Like, there's no way he just wants us back into the country, and the lady who's taking control or whoever eventually takes control, that's going to be like, oh, sure, just come back in.
Nah, they ship him off to Europe somewhere. But I think what they really want from him is all the information he has. on all the narcos, all the narco terrorists and all of them. That's what they definitely want. And who else is involved in which countries and which other presidents in Central and South America?
See, I was thinking this.
That's involved.
And I could be wrong, but remember the whole Kraken thing in 2020?
Mm-hmm.
And how there was supposed to be these Venezuelan servers that Maduro had set up to help steal the election in 2020, and that, you know, whatever that bitch's name was, the fucking lawyer bitch had all the fucking information, and she was going to start indicting people and doing stuff, and it never happened. What if all of that information was completely 100% true? They just didn't have the fucking... It's like, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. They couldn't prove it. And so getting Maduro and his wife, and that's important, especially his wife, and getting them in prison and saying, hey, we'll let you out if you spill the beans about what happened in 2020 and name names and, you know, do all the things that we want you to do.
All of that. All of that.
Yeah, it would be the hard copy evidence.
Give us
everything.
everything.
What it is.
Do you think that is somewhat anything to do with the calculus on this whole deal?
Probably
it's entirely possible.
That and all the major and all the other major players in which
you remember,
we've been doing deals with.
If you remember too, around that time, there was a big military conflict between the CIA and DIA, and there was about 6 or 7 different guys that were killed on both sides of the opposing factions over those servers, and they basically covered up their deaths with helicopter crashes.
But what does all that mean? Who cares at this point? Like, are you going to undo everything Biden did over his 4 years? It's like, it's not who wins the election, it's who gets inaugurated. Yeah, that's the winner.
Another thing that makes me upset, Pam Bondi, fuck that fucking bitch, dude.
Mm-hmm.
She has been given trust to do all of these things in the name of Trump, in the name of America First, in the name of getting shit done, in the name of cleaning up corruption, in the name of going after these people who have fucked our country over for themselves and to, you know, lie and do all the things that they've done. And as far as I can tell, she hasn't really done shit. She really hasn't done very much. And the thing was, we're like, well, you know, you got to wait till like the end of the year this year. This was last year. Like December time, we're going to start seeing arrests, and we're going to see people actually facing charges and going to jail for the things that they did under Biden for that 4-year period that were illegal, that we know about, that we just have to like get the information together and start charging people. Who's been charged?
Nobody.
I can't think of anybody. Nothing major anyway.
There's also rumors circulating right now that they're going to try to replace Pam Bondi with Trey Gordy, who's even worse.
They need someone who they need like Elon Musk of fucking lawfare up in that bitch. You know what I mean? Like they need fucking.
What we need is one of the lawyer guys from Firearms Policy Coalition or GOA to be the AG right now.
We need the Michael Jordan of fucking lawyers to come in and fucking just start dunking on people, bro. And I don't see that happening. And it's disappointing and it's sad to see. And that's one of the failings of Trump again and again and again, is that he tends to appoint not everybody, but to important positions, shitty fucking people. And I think Pam Bondi is another example of a shitty fucking person that Trump picked as a whatever, like Pence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good example. Pence was just a piece of shit who was a yes man for the deep state government who managed to like finagle his way next to Trump and become vice president. And when push came to shove and things were happening, he showed his true colors, which certainly wasn't loyal to Trump, first of all, but wasn't loyal to the American people, which was the important part. Like at a point, fuck Trump. It's about the American people. If you're willing to sell us down the river, then fuck you too.
My understanding with Pence was he was basically picked because Trump wanted the evangelical vote at the time, and Pence had it. And the problem with Trump right now is when he's putting up garbage candidates like Vivek or Byron Donalds for governorships and stuff like that, endorsing their dumbasses instead of endorsing actual America First candidates, he's going to end up costing the GOP a lot of midterm elections right now.
Well, if we don't fix the economy, if things don't turn around in a lot of ways real fucking quick, then I think it's a moot point. I think that people vote with their dollars. They vote with how they feel. And if they feel like they've been, like their dollars aren't going as far and it's hard to find a job, they're not making money and, things suck, they're not going to vote for the status quo. If things are going great, like if everything's going fantastic, yeah, you keep the guy in, you know what I mean? But that's not how it's going. And like, honestly, it's not. I'm sorry to say.
Well, I think the biggest problem that Trump has is basically people want to shine his dick. And when they shine his dick, he'll basically give him a job. And that's what happened with Pam Bondi. Even though she should have never been AG because she was the AG of Florida, and she's exactly why Florida has red flag laws right now, because she was the one that championed that shit. And because of her, you still have Floridians that no longer have gun rights right now, 5-6 years later.
I think Pam Bondi should have been fired over the whole Epstein debacle. Because she was the one who was like, hey, internet personalities, come on into the White House, and I'm going to show you all of the files that I have about fucking Epstein that are on my desk. Wait, what files are you talking about? They don't exist. Epstein, that's a Democrat hoax. Like, what the fuck happened with that, dude? And we still don't have the Epstein files. Do we? Or do we? I don't know. Maybe
I dropped them and then Kash Patel fucked up.
They dropped some of them, but they
them or whatever.
Yeah, well, okay, that's the fucking point. The only redactions that they are allowed to have on those documents are to protect the victims. So unless you are blocking out a victim's face or a victim's name or a victim's address or phone number or some personal information about a victim of the Epstein Island thing, your name, your information was not supposed to be fucking redacted. Like if you were a person who went to the island, if you were an abuser, if you were a collaborator, if you were anybody who had anything to do with it that wasn't a victim, and your name was on that list, we're supposed to know about it. And we don't. So no, we don't have the list. And even if we did, would you trust the government? Would you trust them to be like, you know what? They did give us all the information. You know what? They didn't accidentally lose anything. You know what? They did turn over everything that they had. You know what? They didn't redact anything that they shouldn't have. Because none of those things is true. Not one of them. And that's disturbing that not one of those things can be true. And at the same time, those federal bodies still have any kind of authority whatsoever. I don't care if Trump's running it or not. If that's the kind of fucking execution that we're going to have on things that are very important, like the Epstein list, which is a law that had to be fucking released, you guys are out. You just need to be out. And we need to like burn the whole fucking thing down. Like I will switch my hat to accelerationalist, where I will vote for Democrats. I will vote for socialist. I will vote for whoever will fucking crash this system faster. And I will advocate that all of you do the same. Not vote for another single Republican. If they don't fucking, they've got about 6 months. We got about 6 months to turn this shit around. And if they don't turn it around in 6 months, we're all fucked anyway. And if we fight against it and swim against the current harder and harder, it'll make it last a little bit longer. But I'd rather fight this war while I'm young enough to do something about it.
I agree with that one. The problem I'm seeing a lot too is the disinformation campaign that's going on with a lot of this stuff. Because you'll have people coming out now and they'll be like, oh, you don't want to vote for this dude because he's an Indian scammer piece of shit. It's like, no, I don't want to vote for him because he's a fucking scumbag sack of shit. That's the difference. And then you have people being like, well, we'll just vote for the Democrats or whatever the case be. And they're like, oh, you're just some groiper plan or whatever the case be. And it's like, fuck Nick Fuentes. He's a piece of shit too. He can go eat my ass at this point, honestly.
I think Fuentes was I mean, I don't know if he was a willing participant or if he was just a useful idiot in the situation. But he was a intentional fucking poison jelly bean in the bowl, you know?
I think he's paid for by Islam at this point, honestly. Sorry.
I mean, maybe, but he's put there to like, okay, like when the Tea Party thing happened, right? You know how the Tea Party thing ended? Well,
it seemed like it just went away.
It went away because the government started putting people into the movement who were destructive to the movement. So people would come in and pretend to be a friend and want to help out when the whole time they were subverting the entire plan. They were undermining, they were like spying and getting fucking information on people. They were making plans to destroy things. And I think Fuentes is exactly that. He's put into our side to like turn a bunch of people against the other side of people and then like divide the party against itself so that it cannot stand. And he did a pretty good job. Because not that long ago, talks of anti-Semitism from our side were very rare, and if so, were like shunned, and people would like speak out against it. And now it's like, man, you gotta like bow your knee to the anti-Israel people almost. I don't give a fuck. You know, I have my own opinions, I have my own views, and they are different than those. And I argue this shit all the fucking time.
The biggest issue I've seen in the past couple of days is people like Congressman Don Bacon, who people were calling him out for being like $1 million AIPCA, like money from Israel. Basically, he took over $1 million from them for campaign donations, and he's like, "Oh, you're anti-Semitic for calling it out." And it's like, what the fuck?
Right. Can I just hate both? Like,
yes,
I can just hate Palestine and Israel all together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I'm gonna have to choose one or the other.
Problem with calling out Israel for doing things that Israel has done that's wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with calling out Bibi Netanyahu for things that he has specifically done wrong, or whatever individual you can think of that's done something specifically wrong. Yes, call them out. Yes, hold them accountable. Yes, put them in prison forever. Yes, throw away the key. Yes, put it execution squad, whatever the fucking case is that is necessary for that. Right? Do it. 100%. I'm behind it. I will back you. When you start saying things like the Jews, you fucking lose me.
I think the problem with the Epstein list is no one's ever going to be happy no matter what gets released. Like, people were expecting just Ghislaine Maxwell's little black book that had all the little names in it and how many kids they diddled. And that doesn't exist. If it does exist, I'm not one of the Jews people, but Israel must fucking have it, because our entire government is sucking that country's dick. And I don't know why.
Well, I mean, what was the point of Epstein Island? It wasn't just because people like kids and they wanted to have a place where they could go fuck kids. It was a place where intelligence agencies, specifically the Central Intelligence Agency and Mossad, were working together. This is my opinion. This is what I understand. We're working together and protecting Epstein so that he could lure influential and powerful people to his island where they would sleep with children or get hand job, whatever the fucking case. I don't even know what they did. Right. Mm-hmm. But the point is so that they would have blackmail on these people to get them to do things that they don't want to do. The fact that 100%. This information hasn't come out, the fact that things are happening that don't make sense behind the scenes, just means that blackmail first of all, exists, and second of all, is working. That's it. Logically, like that's the answer. So, and who's in control of it? I've thought for a minute maybe it was Trump. I thought for a minute maybe like it's Trump's, government, it's his CIA technically. If they had this blackmail, if they had this information on people, then Trump could use it to turn the screws and twist on people that he needs to get shit done for or with or whatever. It seems like either our deep state that Trump doesn't control and or Mossad Israel do have this information and are using it. So, and as far as whether or not Trump is on that list, I think, and I still stand by this, that in 2020 they pulled out every single stop that they had. They held back nothing, all out war to try to get Trump unreelected, so they can get him out of office.
Mm-hmm.
If they had anything on him from Epstein, we would have seen it.
Springboarding off of that, I think this is also kind of what we're seeing with a lot of these local races this year and the endorsements Trump has made, is he is basically trying to tank the current people, and it could very well be because of Israel's influence into American politics. Like, it might not be Trump himself doing it, it might be them doing it.
Yeah, bro. But suffice to say, there's a lot going on right now, huh?
Yeah. Oh, and plus, Greenland is also back on the table.
Oh, yeah. Greenland's on the table. The Panama Canal might be back on the table.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Trump's like the you remember playing NBA Jam back in the day?
Yeah.
Like, he's heating up. He's on fire. Like, Trump is on fire right now when it comes to doing this type of shit. Like, stopping wars and negotiating things with other countries and getting deals done and capturing fucking foreign people and bombing boats and capturing fucking oil rigs and doing all. Like, my God, man, no one can stop him. No one can stop him.
Ice all over the place.
And he keeps winning in the courts, like all of these court challenges that the Democrats come up with that are like, oh, well, you can't do this, Trump. And he's like, oh, yeah, sanctioned. Like,
I was watching something last night, and it was talking about President Andrew Jackson and how there was stuff he did back in the day where it was basically not getting congressional approval and then just doing it anyway. And it kind of reminds me a lot of what Trump is doing right now, honestly.
Well, the problem with Congress is that it's broken. The problem with our House of Representatives and like Senate, our Congress, is that they are so corrupt and they are so compromised that we can't trust them to do anything. And they don't do anything. And the only time that they do anything is when they all get together to fuck us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the only answer at this point, besides burning it down, like that's always like the ace in the hole.
Yeah,
is burn the thing down and start over. Like, let's just make a new foundation over here, right? The only other answer is benevolent dictator, which Trump could pull off potentially. He's already got all he doesn't need money. He just wants people to love him. He just wants people. He's a narcissist. He wants the attention. He wants the admiration. He wants the notoriety. He wants the accolades. He wants the medals and the ceremonies, and he wants the plaques, and he wants the statues, and that's what he wants. That's what he cares about. And he's willing to hook America up and fucking unfuck a lot of problems to get that to happen. So I say we just take advantage of it. I say we yeah, Trump, here's your Nobel Peace Prize. Keep ending wars. Like, dang it.
So he's gonna go and try and be in for a third term, and then Texas and California will band together in Florida.
Right. Just like in a movie.
Yeah.
Was it a movie? Yeah.
I still think that the third term thing, and I could be wrong. I don't know. I can't tell the future. I don't have a crystal ball. But it seems to me that the third term thing is like you got a cat in the room, right? And he's going after your shoelaces and attacking your feet and your ankles and biting you and shit when you walk around. So what do? You buy a laser pointer And you point that laser around, when he starts bugging you, you point the laser and he's chasing the laser around. I think it's a laser pointer for the cat. It's just a distraction to get him off of your feet so that you can walk around and do the things that you want to. Oh, third term, everybody. And they're like, and everyone freaks out. They're fighting against the third term that he was never trying to run for in the first place, that he doesn't actually want, that he doesn't. And I could be wrong, but I don't think he actually cares about it. I don't think he wants to have a third term.
Yeah, it's just a giant troll.
Right.
They're already trying to put Vance in there anyway at this point, which I'm not opposed to JD Vance, but like at the same time, I'm just like,
Did you
Did you guys talk about that story that came out where they wanted Charlie Kirk to be the VP for Vance?
Yes. Well, I've heard about it anyway. I don't know if we talked about it, but yeah, I mean, that was the thing, was Charlie Kirk was a future presidential, potential future president. And when they assassinated him, they took one of the strongest voices on our side and silenced it, and took a potential future leader of this country and murdered him.
So are they trying to prop up Erica to try and do the same?
She feels very Manchurian Candidate to me at this point, honestly.
I think she's just too dumb. No, I'm not calling her dumb. I'm just saying, in order to like do the things that, like, I'm going to run this company, like TP USA, and I'm going to get out in front of the cameras, and I'm going to do this talk, like doing the things that Charlie Kirk did.
Right. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Like, he was really, 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 really smart, diligent, hardworking, industrious, fucking all of the things, outgoing. He was good at networking. He just had so many skills. She doesn't have those skills. I don't think anyone does. And that's not like, Erica Kirk, fuck you. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, she's not Charlie Kirk.
You guys remember in The Simpsons that shifty-eyed dog that would always look side to side? That's kind of what Erica Kirk reminds me of. The shifty-eyed dog where its eyes went like side to side, back and forth.
Wasn't that like an old man who did the same thing on The Simpsons?
Santa's little helper?
No, it was like a couple episodes in like one of the seasons. There was like this random dog, and Homer was talking about the shifty-eyed dog, and it was basically this dog that just like stared, and then it like went and shifted its eyes like back and forth, side to side. That's what Erica Kirk reminds me of.
It's a little too autistic for me to remember.
Yeah. It's been like 15 years probably since I last saw any Simpsons episode.
Are we interested in what Dan Bongino's going to say once he's out of the FBI and started his show up again? Is he going to be able to drop some bombs?
I'm not sure that there's things that he will be at liberty to just disclose to the American people that we don't already know.
Right.
I think that if he does know any privileged information, that he's going to have to keep it quiet, which means there's a lot of things that he's going to be like not able to talk about,
I'm hoping that we'll be able to read between the lines, and like by what he's not saying, we'll be able to know. You know what I'm trying to say?
Maybe it would be something like that, where he spells things out without spelling it out, and says the thing without saying it, and then therefore gets to say the thing. Maybe.
I just don't see a strong enough candidate that's going to be like at least half of what Trump was coming out of the Republican Party.
I do like JD Vance.
Right now.
I think he's got the intelligence. He's got the wit, right? He's got the like on your feet ability to respond to things that are happening dynamically and hold the conversation and hold, like also the internet side of it. Like he's able to be like funny and own the memes and do all that. Like he's got a lot going for him. He's not Trump. He doesn't have the Trump persuasion, right? Which is what makes Trump Trump, is that he is able to frame things in a way and like get people to agree on things that maybe they wouldn't have, and move the ball along in a way that is progressive towards what goal he wants to end it. And I don't think anyone has that. It's the same thing with Charlie Kirk. Like no one's Trump. No one's going to be able to do what Trump did.
One thing I've noticed with JD recently is him actually coming out and admitting that, like, yes, American men, especially young white men, are being fucked over by the system is what it is.
Did you see, speaking of young white men, that lump of soft ice cream that tried to break into Vance's house?
I did.
Yes.
And how they were actually supposedly trans now.
Oh, well, as soon as you get caught, like that's a good way to get the sympathy on your side. Is be like, oh, well, by the way, I'm actually a girl. I don't know if you guys know that I'm a girl. I identify as a woman.
Yep.
You can send me to the women's prison now.
Like if I ever get in trouble for something like major for whatever, like I don't foresee it ever happening, but like let's say I do at some point get in some huge trouble. Like turns out I'm a chick.
Yep.
Honestly, if you look at that kid's eyes that was doing that attack on the house, he looked like he had some psych drug eyes going on.
The no eyelids?
Like you just look at his eyes, they look like they're like on psych drugs or something.
Do you like that, Dino? Lump of soft ice cream?
It's soft serve.
Just melting, melting away. Yeah, man. But I don't know how much more, like, honestly, there's more of that to come. The fact that Trump is still alive and still in office, the fact that the Republicans and MAGA and the America First movement is still alive, in spite of the fact that they've tried to kill it. Like, they went after Charlie Kirk. They killed him. They went after TPUSA. They tried to divide it. They went out, they brought in the Groypers. They tried to, like, divide us over Israel. They're doing all these things. But the problem is for them, for the Democrats, is that they've just got so much filth all over them.
Mm-hmm.
They're so dirty. They're so obviously slimy that it's just so possible to track. It's like everywhere a slug goes, right? They leave that like snail trail behind them, the little wet spot where they fucking went. That's what the Democrat. They can't go anywhere. They can't touch anything. They can't do anything without having like their dirty fingerprints on the thing that they were trying to manipulate. And we're seeing that in Minnesota right now. I mean, that's why Tim Walz has to fucking not resign, but he's not running again. And I have a feeling that by the time it's another year until he's out of office, I don't know if he's going to be there that whole time. I think he might have less than a year.
And didn't they say something about the new Minnesota flag is going to be like kind of the same as the Somali flag? Like
it
design?
is.
It was something.
Well, they already changed
almost looks exactly like the Somali flag. It's like basically a fucking Somali flag.
So is it official yet?
I thought so, but I guess not. I don't know.
I don't know. Right, I don't know either.
But the old flag was racist, right? Like, what is the old flag even?
I think they're going to find that a lot of that fraud money was being divvied around to the Democrats that were actually in charge of these programs that got taken advantage of. Probably Tim Walz too.
Well, it's also being money laundered back to Act Blue, just the same way BLM money was back in 2020.
So here's the old state flag, which was somehow racist. What part of this looks like you got onions?
It has the color white on it.
Are the Indians? Was the Indians on it? What?
There is an Indian. Look, there's a Native American,
right,
and a farmer,
mm-hmm.
And they seem to not be murdering each other. All right, and now let's look at the new Minnesota flag. So,
there's the Somali flags.
Okay. Here's the Minnesota flag. How it looks now.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
All right, and go back to Somali flag.
And then let's go look at the Somali flag. Oops. None of those are the Somali flag. Oh, here you go. There's the Somali flag.
Interesting.
So Somali flag, Minnesota flag, Somali flag. It's like they've got the same fucking colors. It's a different star. Oh wait, why does it have a fucking 8-pointed star? I don't know, but it does. Whatever, dude.
Wow. It almost like the new rainbow flag.
They claim it's
with the
racist
triangle.
because there's a white farmer and a Native American riding a horse. Okay, well, I think you got to go a little harder on the racism to convince me, but whatever.
The whole situation kind of reminds me of what was that movie with is it Demolition Man, where he gets frozen and he wakes up and everyone's retarded and gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that. Like our whole freaking liberal society right now are the future people, and like the people that we're inviting in, they're the Wesley Snipes character that just doesn't give a shit, takes advantage of everything.
Well, it is
and
kind of funny.
There's no one to do anything.
It's funny how all the movies about like the near future, like, oh, here's the world in 30 years, everybody. Demolition Man got it fucking pretty goddamn close. Not exactly like Taco Bell's not the only restaurant, and you don't really have weird sex with Sandra Bullock on your fucking computer, but maybe you could.
Well, yeah.
Don't we?
Yeah, we kind of do.
With AI, don't we?
Yeah.
What's funny is if you
in
watch
the VR goggles, that can show the VR porn and stuff and all that.
If you actually watch the international version of Demolition Man, it's actually it's not Taco Bell, it's Pizza Hut is the franchise war winner.
I have never. What is Somali food?
It's basically shit in a pot.
Because I was watching, there was this documentary about, and it wasn't Somalia, but it was some other fucking country in Africa where everyone's starving to death and shit. And there's this lake, right? And all the fucking natives that live around this lake get ready for this one time a year where all these fucking flies come in.
Yes.
And lay their eggs in the lake. And then the flies all hatch. And there's like billions of them around this lake. And so what they do is they stand with these fans, these nets. They spin in the air and they just catch like fucking baskets full of these fucking bugs, right? These like flies that are flying around. And you would think like, okay, like they got to prepare them somehow, like, I don't know, like fry them up or make them into a stew. I don't know what you do with a fly to eat it, but somehow they're going to eat the fly. No, what they do is they just get a whole bunch of the flies and mash them up into a paste and then eat the paste.
Yep.
That's it. There's no extra step. There's no like cooking involved. It's spin your fucking net, catch as many of these flies as you can, put them in this bowl, mash them with a mallet, and then put that fly paste in your fucking face.
I seen some that would make it into a patty and like fry it up like a black, and it just look like a black burger. A jet
if
black
they
burger.
had 10 or 20 higher IQ, they would just make a hook and put the flies on it and catch a fish out of that river and eat that.
I would rather starve to death than eat fucking fly mash. I don't know. I guess I haven't tried it. Maybe it tastes like fucking apple pie, but
I'll take a McFly.
No, it's like the same thing with those dirt cookies they make in some of these countries.
Hello, McFly.
Right.
I did a side job with a guy I used to work with. Name was Muhammad. He came from Egypt, and
I don't like him already. Go on.
This is back when I was a mechanic, and we were like doing side work on somebody's car at a garage that was his buddy's. Well, somebody brought in food, and I was about to go get something myself, and they're like, no, come eat with us. I'm like, all right. And it was basically a giant platter. They just slopped some shit in the middle of it, and everyone just started eating it with their hands. And, I was in this tiny little office with all these fucking huge Somali dudes or whatever they were, Egyptian, and I didn't want to offend them, so I ate the shit too. I got sick as a fucking dog for like a week straight.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen?
I don't even know what I was eating.
Because like they have like those there's like temples where they just feed everybody, and they feed like, oh, we feed 50,000 people a day out of this kitchen. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's see how you do it. Oh, that's gross. Ooh, that's gross. Ooh, you eat that? Oh, dude, get your feet out of there, bro. Are they like serving it on the floor? They're serving it on the floor. Okay, how do they clean it? Just water? They just pour water on it and it's ready to serve again. Okay, like what are they using for your hands? You're just eating it with your, like, what in the fuck is going on, India? And then there's a temple where they worship rats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's allowed to kill the rats, and they have to put out food to feed the rats, and people come from miles around to pray and sit and be with these rats and eat food with the rats and like have them crawl over them while they're like, ugh, like India, bro. You guys just need to stop. You just need to.
That's how the bubonic plague happened.
You need to hang it up. You need to like realize that you are the problem, and that it's you that needs to change, and the rest of the world's okay. It's you that are the problem, India.
Did you guys see the stuff coming out now with the visa programs? The Genius 011s are now being given to foreign influencers and strippers.
Oh, that's fun. We don't have enough OnlyFans girls in our country. We need to import some more.
I mean, I'm cool with that.
We need different spices of fucking OnlyFans models, just in case we don't have enough.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, half these bitches make less than I do on, like, the amount of money I make on YouTube is not very much. I make more than like half of the OnlyFans models.
Man, the way I'm feeling, I might start an OnlyFans.
There's only a handful at the top that actually make money off that site. 99% don't make jack shit.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I think the answer is anyone who's not born here, who's not a naturalized, even if you are a naturalized citizen, actually, you weren't born here, you became a citizen. We revoke your citizenship. We send you back. You were caught doing fraud and you're just here as an immigrant. Go back to where you came from or jail. I'm not sure whichever costs us less and makes you hurt more. Go back to the shit country. Have you seen them sending people back to Somalia and how fucking upset they are about it? That seems like a pretty fitting fucking punishment. Just send them back, bro. Now that they've had a taste of fucking Costco,
right?
It's time to go back to Somalia, you fucking stealing pirate.
Right. I'm about to say now they gotta go back being pirates. That's just that is a sentence. That's a sentence on myself.
So yeah, if anyone, and like, let's say you got a kickback from one of these daycares because you fake signed up your kid and they give you like, I don't know, $100 for doing it. Guess what? That's how much your ticket back to fucking Somalia cost, was $100. You're part of that fraud. Even 1%, even 0.1% of the problem, right? Tacitly, you knew about it and you didn't fucking report it, right? Out of the country. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You will not be allowed back in. There is no path to redemption. There is no world in which you will be allowed in this country ever again. Ever, 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 ever. Right? Every single one of them needs to be sent back home. Every single one of them needs to be sent the fuck back home. Now.
How do you even get sent back to Somalia? I'm quite sure they don't have an airport. Would you gotta just drop them out of a plane on right?
Yes.
With a parachute.
You know, starts at a
Do they need a parachute?
Whatever we got to do. Those C whatever planes, the big ones, you know, C-51s
right.
Or whatever they're called.
Yeah. They just push them out.
You know, I was thinking, like, the whole premise of that thing doesn't make any sense. Like, the Somalian daycare, aren't they Muslim? Like, do they let their women work? Like if they're not allowed to work, why do they need daycare?
There's rumors going around that the whole thing is actually them using it for female genital mutilation and backdoor surgeries and stuff.
So part of it, okay, check this out. If you are the recipient of any sort of benefits from the government at all, right? Whether that be SNAP or food stamps or Section 8 housing or whatever the case is, no matter what it is, generally speaking, unless you have some job that pays a lot of money that would therefore disqualify you from being able to apply for these benefits, you're a net drain on the economy. You're a net taker of tax money. You take more tax money in for yourself than you provide to the system. So you're a net drain on the system. 90% of people from Somalia, 90% of Somalian households, 9 out of 10, fit that. 9 out of 10 of them are net recipients of tax money. And moreover, after 10 years of living here, right? You're a Somalian family. You've been in the United States since 2016. You've had 10 years to acclimate. What percentage of the people who've been here for 10 years are on food stamps or something?
100% of them.
Well, it was 90% of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
After you've been here for 10 years, that number drops to 87%. So after 10 years of acclimating, after 10 years of us supporting you, after 10 years of you being able to get an education, after 10 years of learning English, after 10 years of living in this country, 3 out of 100 of them got on their own feet.
Wow. So it's damn near still 100%. Shit.
Well, then they refuse to assimilate too because they'll even admit that. They're like, we're not here to assimilate, we're here to take over.
Right.
Which is what we're seeing with a lot of the fraud here in Ohio now. There's one that came out today or yesterday where it was 17 different trucking companies are tied to the same Staples address.
Isn't this Stephen Carroll? Did he change his name? I recognize the picture.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
He says, I feel bad for all the Somali pirates that work so hard to make a living when they could have just started a daycare. And you're right, dude. When 9 out of 10 of them don't have a job, when 9 out of 10 of them just sit around doing whatever the fuck it is goddamn Muslim Somalis do in the country that they're occupying when they don't have to work all day.
Walk around the Mall of America.
They have to bring their kids to daycare for what? You're not going to work. You're not going to school. You're not. The only thing you're doing is taking care of those kids, and that's fucking arguable.
Well, they don't bring the kids to daycare. That's why they were hiring child actors for $4,500 for a 3-day session.
I heard about that too. That seemed like a bit of a high price.
Or like, wasn't they just taking the kids there, then leave right back out after 5 minutes?
Probably.
Yeah, like I think that's what, like one of the videos they were showing. Like they would take the kids there and just sign in and then leave out.
Well, the thing I think is the craziest one is there was one of those daycares that claimed it was 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I'm just like, what the hell kind of hours is that?
Dude, there was one that was open from, it was like 9 to 9:15. So you're open for 15 minutes a day and you're a daycare? Yep. That's our hours. And most of them, they were there during business hours on a weekday. Knock on the door, no one answers. You knock on the door, someone does answer. Hey, I'd like to sign my son Jack up for daycare. Is there any way I can talk to somebody about it? Oh, this is not the daycare for Jack. This is not the daycare for Jack. We are Somalian pirates. We train pirates how to be pirates. Do you want your son to be a pirate? Like, honestly, bro, like, get out of our country. We need these people out. We need them out. We need them out. We need them out.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually sleeper cells that they were using them for.
Yeah, even better. We need them out. Just round them all up. Like anybody, and again, if you even put your name on a list that got benefits to someone else who was fraudulently doing it, guess what? That's enough.
Yeah, like I didn't know that Australia had that many third worlders in their country.
It's why okay. So this
Like
is how you know.
Australia, how they end up there,
So
and
people,
in New Zealand.
people claim, oh, this is a Jewish conspiracy that every first world country, every white, predominantly white country around the world, and Asian actually for that matter. So if you're like Japanese or Chinese or
Yep.
Korean or whatever the case is, you're a first world country. For some reason, we don't know why, the birth rates suck. For some reason, we don't know why everyone's testosterone is like non-existent. For some reason, we don't know why people aren't getting married and having kids. So the only thing that we can do in order to solve it is to just import massive amounts of third worlders. I don't know what to call them. I was thinking of something derogatory.
Third worlders.
Third world is the third world.
Because if you don't import these people who are going to then, plug into your economy like a Lego piece and just fit right in, that the economy is going to fail. Like Japan's doing the same thing right now. Japan is bringing in people from Nigeria and shit and being like, oh, why do we have all these Nigerian scammers on the fucking street? We don't even know.
I was just watching the video of that last night.
Do you guys ever watch Asmon Gold?
Yes.
Like I've seen clips of him over the years, but I never watched his show. Dude, I'm kind of a fan now. I kind of like Asmon.
He seems like he's better in small doses than long form.
He usually on what I put on my TV while I'm about to fall asleep. I just put one of his videos on.
He makes pretty good logical points, and he makes so many videos.
Right.
His house is so dirty; it makes me feel better about mine. So, anyway, yeah, I've been watching that one lately.
Right. Yeah, but I was watching the video about that last night about Japan and Nigeria scammers and stuff.
Yeah,
trying to get you into like the clubs and try to scam you out of money and
more than that, dude. Not just
you.
scam you out of money; they drug you.
Yeah.
And then you wake up a day and a half later in an alley without your fucking passport or wallet.
Yep.
And God knows what kind of STD given to you.
Missing the kidney.
Hopefully not that far, but yeah, dude. And like the local police, like there was the one guy, he was recording some video, he's like vlogging.
Oh yeah,
and one of the Nigerians
was
like, "Oh, you trying to take my picture? You don't take my picture." And then fucking ran up behind him and hit him in the back of the head.
Punch him, yeah. So we watched the same video. Okay.
And so then he goes to the police to be like, yeah, there was this Nigerian guy who just like assaulted me on the street. And the police were like, well, what did you do to make him assault you? Oh, we're going to victim blame you a little bit here. And then didn't do anything about it. So.
I think they were saying something about like the Yakuza is like also behind it.
But did they prove that? Did they show any Yakuza? No. And why is it that every single country that you go to that has Nigerians in it, there's always the same Nigerians on the same street corners pulling the same exact fucking scam, trying to pimp women, trying to sell drugs, trying to thieve from you?
Or like in Paris, they stand out and try to sell you like a bunch of cheap Chinese items and saying it's actually French stuff.
Yeah,
that scam you out of money and stuff.
Wait, is Yakuza in France? No,
Nope.
Yakuza's not in France. That's weird.
Well, a lot of these ones that are in different parts of Europe now, they'll actually toss stuff at you and then try to force you to buy it, and you're just like, "Fuck no, take your bullshit back."
Oh, yeah. Do they do that out in New York too? You know, so
like
when
when
they,
they're
when
like,
you try, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, dude, my bad.
No, so like, don't they do that in like New York too with the people with the costumes on, and you try to take a picture with one of them, but then they all jump in and take a picture. So now you have to pay each one of them some money.
I'm
Even
not
though,
sure
like,
about
you
that.
wanted a picture from, look it up. It's on YouTube. I think in Vegas or California too.
I think it's funny when they do the thing though, they're like, "Oh, the bracelet's free. Thanks, man," and they just walk away. They're like, "Oh no, you have to give me money now."
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, you said it's free. Thanks
Like,
for the gift."
one of those Buddhists tried to do that to me. The one who dressed up as Buddhists and stuff, and kind of find out they're not really Buddhists. They just dress up as Buddhists and try to get you to buy bracelets. They'll walk up to you and then put the bracelet on your hand. I mean, one of them did that to me. I was like, hold on. No.
I'd be like,
No, take
"Thanks
this
for the
back."
free bracelet." Then I'd walk
Right.
away and then try to stop you. I'd be like, "Don't fucking touch me! Don't you fucking touch me!"
Right.
I'd freak the fuck out on him, bro. Yeah, I want to go to fucking Chicago now. Let's do it. I'll meet you there, Leia.
Yeah.
New York City's already finding out with Mamdani too.
Oh yeah, didn't they have to
Yeah.
raise the price of the fucking train system?
Yeah, it's now $3 for a ticket.
The thing that he was like, "Oh, the trains are going to be free." Oh, never mind. Actually, it's going to be $2 extra.
Yeah. But apparently, what they do is, like, when you go downtown with Times Square or anything, they dress up as like a Batman costume and Superman, and like all the tourists want to take pictures with him. So when you try to take a picture with one of them, then a bunch will come into the picture also. So now then they will want you to pay for everybody.
I'd just be like, "Yeah, more pictures. Come on, everybody, get in here. Let's take a picture." And then they try to make me pay, and I'd be like, no. Make me. What are you gonna do? You gonna beat me up, fucking Mickey Mouse? Am I have to fight Mickey Mouse in the street right now?
Yeah, I think that's what happens.
I fucking
They'll
will.
try to attack you and shit like that. Like,
I will fuck a Mickey Mouse up.
all right.
All right, guys. Well, it's been about an hour and a half, which is how long we normally go for the Gay Frog chats. Sorry,
Damn,
I haven't been doing
it seemed like
Sorry, I haven't been doing these chats constantly like I used to. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm busy with life, and the kids are getting older, and I don't want to get burnt out on it. So we're just doing it when we can. So I do appreciate you guys for being here. For the true fans out there who watch the show every time and keep coming back, even though I don't do it as regularly, I will try to do it a little more. Maybe we'll try to commit to Tuesdays or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do, but I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent moving forward for you guys. And yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy the shows, and we'll see you all next time. Deuces, y'all. Shall not pee in fridge. I can't speak. Troopa to Shabadaba to pressure Batakath care. It's like I'm Joe Biden. Protect the troops. 2 words made in America. And we'll see y'all next time. Deuces.
Y'all be nice.